Ah, fuck the intro. We can't do it good anyway. This is our Solar Crown thoughts and opinions, pros and cons. I do want to preface that all of these opinions were formed pre-full release. Both of us are Gold Edition players. Both of us have too much time into the game. We're both level 60 plus. We've experienced majority of the clans. This one over here in the Enzo is level 50 in the clans. So if anybody is qualified, I think, to talk about this game right now, we are probably some of the most qualified. And I also want to preface that this game means, like, not this game, but this franchise means a lot to the both of us. I met this guy on Test Drive Unlimited 2 way back when in the day on the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah.
And right before full release on the 12th, we're recording this on the 11th at 10 p.m. We're finally ready to give our full thoughts and opinions on this game. If you hear anything you agree with, disagree with, chime it down in the comments. Leave a like, dislike, let us know, and we'll get right into this. So for the first thing I want to bring up, and I'm sure both of us will agree, the physics and handling.
Oh yeah.
The gameplay, the handling, the sense of speed, the way the light bounces off the vehicles and the walls and the sound. It just really sells the fact that you are driving this car and you are driving it fucking fast.
Definitely a big step up from TDU2, where like engine sounds are pretty synthesized sounding.
Vacuums.
Yeah. Like this actually gives you the sense of like, oh, I'm driving a car and it has weight behind it.
In this game, you use the assists that the car would have in real life. Guess what? The car is going to behave like it would, kind of, sorta, in real life. Up until you hit like 200 miles per hour. Then we start getting into Motorfest, Simcade, ease of driveness. Because, like, you would not be able to hit some of these corners at the speeds you can hit in this game.
Absolutely not.
Do
I
with
kind
that
of
what
would have liked them to make it a little bit slower,
right.
but I understand they've got to be competitive with other games, so it's like, what can you do?
And it's already so difficult to find your breaking point, even with the braking line. I mean, that one left-hander on that endurance race, we missed it every time. Always
Every
go
time.
shooting. I can understand why they went for the arcade aspect, and the brakes are fucking phenomenal. And the cars really do let you get away with some shit at 200 miles per hour. But
Yeah.
other than that, like, it's still, just because I say it lets you get away with some shit, doesn't mean you can't just crank the wheel all the way and expect to come out of that corner unscathed. Like, shit's gonna go south.
Yeah, this game, it's like the first racing game in a while where like some cars like legitimately scare me to drive because they're so hard to handle and they're so fast that like, and the sense of speed is there to where you like genuinely have that feeling in your stomach like I should not be getting away with this right now. Like,
Another thing I want to bring up is base vehicle specs for each car has been pretty damn good. Like,
legendary actually.
this is why I bought Test Drive, right?
Yep.
Was for the ability to legitimately spec my own car. I haven't got there yet, but I'm working on specking my Koenigsegg. Who knows, maybe by the time I'm done editing this, there will be a clip, but we'll see. The options that you can do for the interior, the color, the rims on some of these vehicles. Sometimes it's just brake caliper options, but the customization is far more than I was expecting. And then not to mention you got aftermarket wheels, custom paint jobs, a livery editor, which I haven't used yet, a window tint.
I've never seen a game like actually have the attention to detail where it's like all of the specs that you can choose from. Like if you could have ordered the car, like you could have spec'd it that way. And like they've got the names of the official colors and everything. And I just don't see a lot of games that actually like care that much. To add to that point, the interiors are absolutely stunningly modeled, like truly. Like I've never seen texture. It's almost like you could like, reach out on the screen and like feel the Alcantara or their leather. Like it's so well modeled. I guess the other thing, if we're talking about interiors, that I really appreciate. This game, you look back, and if it has a back window, you look out the back window. You see out the back window, and you see your car in the rearview mirror, like the interior of your car. It's just like, I've never played a game that's cared that much. Like that's kind of the shit that we've wanted to see forever. Because even TDU2, the mirrors were a joke. And like, sure, on this game, they're not running well, and they're running about 10 frames a second. But the fact that they even have made it work is fucking astonishing to me.
Again, the love and attention to detail to each of these car models is, I think, probably worth the buy-in price.
I think that's literally what they spent most of their time doing. And I'm not totally mad about that.
The other thing I want to bring up is progression. One part of me thinks that the progression is done really well, and another part of me thinks that it goes on way too long. It took so long to get my first hypercar. It is a different kind of grind. And the money situation, we'll get to that later.
Because that's a big one.
That's a big one. But regardless of that, there's also the crews, the clans, the clubs, whatever you want to call them. There's sharps or the streets. I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't matter which one you pick. The rewards you get from
fashion sucks.
The rewards are laughable.
It's really not worth it. I like tried to grind through. It feels like KT kind of spitting in your face after you've spent hours and hours. Like seriously.
Because it's not easy to reach max level.
No, I shit you not. There are items in the game that you like win, quote unquote, from beating the challengers, which is what they call them. And it's literally the exact same skin as something you've already unlocked. Like the name tag on it just changes.
I guess this is a good time to go into the cons. The performance mode. It doesn't work. It just straight up doesn't work.
It's undrivable.
It's undrivable. You would get a headache after playing that for a long period of time. And switch over to graphics mode. The 30 frames is 30 frames. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but shit, it's smooth. You would think in performance mode, your rendering distance would increase, and by proxy, the traffic would spawn further away. It doesn't matter if you're on graphics or performance mode. The traffic appears to be server side. But when you're in a group of 2 or 3 people or more, driving spirited in hypercars, going through the highway, the traffic spawns in and despawns at such an inconsistent rate, you're likely to run into something at max speed with no time to react to it. And
yeah, it's like I can take it on the chin if it was actually my fault, but when the F-150 spawns in 3 inches from my front splitter at 180 miles an hour, it's like, come the fuck on.
It's a sour taste. Another con I wanted to bring up is the ruthless AI. The AI is ruthless. They're absolutely diabolical. They do not care about you, your car, your family, your well-being, your dreams. They are here to win and put you into the next building or pole or sidewalk, cliff. They escort you off the track with no remorse, and they do not react to your positioning unless you are about to push them off the track. So I would like to see the AI either be dialed back on the difficulty or react more to what the driver is doing. Whenever an AI crashes in front of you, they'll try their best to crash directly in front of you to make it more.
I've literally watched their wheels turn right into your path just so it makes you crash when they have a whole road to like recover their race.
Going back to customization, there is a performance customization, which is, at first I thought was like super cool, because like there has not been a customization this in-depth for a test drive ever. I feel like it was very poorly play tested. There are some
I don't
vehicles,
think they play tested it all at the end.
but yeah, performance index needs to be working and the meta vehicles need nerf.
I don't think you should have to be a certain level to buy like a normal ass supercar.
Because name one store where you walk into, say, I want to buy your $500,000 car, and they go, nah, you ain't cool enough. Come back when you have more street cred. That bugged me.
Unless you're trying to buy a LaFerrari or like a car that like clearly has a very specified client list, they're not saying you need to grind until they're just gonna say buy a bunch of our cars and then you can buy this one. It's like still a money thing.
And the economy, why is money so broken, and why can I not sell cars that I own? I mean, if I come to regret selling my car at a later date, oh well, I learned my lesson.
This seems so basic.
Seems like something that really should be.
Especially when you consider it's so easy to accidentally buy a car you don't want.
I've done it twice. That was an interesting. I've done it twice today. Yeah, so you know, just the ability to sell cars, I feel like would go a long way with the economy. Would be the ability to do ranked races. I have got nothing. I've tried for 10, 15 minutes, pretty much every time, and I get nowhere with ranked racing. A real shame, because like half of the selling point about this game is the online aspect of it, and 3/4 of the online aspect just straight up, yeah, it just straight up doesn't work. 3/4 of it. You want to do a race with your friends in a group? Tough shit. You're just gonna be stuck in a server. Yeah, you're gonna be in a loading screen for 5 minutes until the game goes, oh wait a minute, sorry, we couldn't get you guys to connect. Pretty much anything you want to do online in a group is not going to fly. Instant challenges, races, sometimes even changing your car at a gas station, most of the time actually, will put you in a different instance. Why give me the option to change my car if I can't stay in the same lobby with my buddies that are pulled up at the same exact gas station to let me change my car? Surely you could register that everybody's in a group pulled up in the same area. I don't want to ditch them when I change my car. The servers need some serious help. I don't know what they were doing when they released this game, and I get it's a live service, it's real expensive, hard to develop or whatever, and it's real hard to maintain, but sure as shit, you could have hired somebody who knew what they were doing with these servers. This is just so bad. The servers are really, I'm sure, I don't even need to bring it up, I'm sure you guys all knew, you were waiting for this part in the video, for the servers to come up. I don't even need to tell you about how shit the launch was, you guys already know. And the launch hasn't even happened yet for me, and I can already tell it's gonna be shit.
They know why we had so many betas, because it really doesn't feel like they didn't get anywhere. It's like, what were you doing them for? Like, you're showing people a very unfinished game. What was the point? It's like you're just making your game look bad, and then you don't even take the data you got to fix the fucking release.
Just claiming that the silver and gold betas are different betas is a fucking insult, because it was the exact same shit. Hydro didn't even need to fucking re-download it. He just was able to start it again.
Yeah.
If that is the work ethic they're deploying for the rest of the game, this shit won't last 2 years.
The funny thing is, if they would have just listened to the community 6 months ago, a year ago, and like made an offline mode from the jump, they would have solved like 90% of this controversy, because people could play, and you're playing 95% of the game offline anyway, even though it's an always online game. So it's like, come on guys, like, we've been trying to tell you, and then you still don't listen to us, and then your shit doesn't work, and now you're wondering why everyone's mad. And it's just like, well, we told you so.
If you ask me, that's the biggest problem with this game, is the servers. It's not even the game itself. It's the connection to the game. Well, those are my thoughts and opinions. Do you have anything to add?
No, I think that pretty much covers it for that.
Alright, well, that got real ranty and nerdy for a while there.
I think we pretty much hit everything that's annoying or troublesome.